Hi, and welcome to the very first Pettifoggers podcast. Each week, we like to play a brand new game that's been released, or even an old game. But what we like to do is we like to play it, have an argument between ourselves, no doubt, and then come and have a discussion about it on the podcast. This week, we played Party Animals, which was, let me just say, one of the best new release games that I've had this year. Game of the year, you decide. I'm joined by Cheers for Peers and Lolling Tongues here. So let me see. What did you think about the game?
I mean, yeah. Should we should we explain what the game is first?
That
Because
might
obviously,
help.
yeah,
That's
people
where,
might
that's where
not
you're
have
going to
seen
cut
about
it.
it.
That's where you're going to cut it.
Yeah,
Pierce that
no,
edit.
I'm gonna immediately just come in and mix things up. But yeah, Lars, you can discuss it, what it's about because I can't remember.
You can't remember already. That's great
Yeah,
news.
no, it was a few days ago.
So, Party Animals is a multiplayer online game. It's physics based on, I think it's on Microsoft only, so PC and
Oh, you
Xbox.
can't remember?
And Xbox. It dropped on the 20th, and it's just basically one big game of cute animals fighting each other with weapons.
Who doesn't enjoy that?
Yeah, what's not to like? Let's face it.
Yeah,
if you like a dog fighting ring, you're gonna love this game.
I mean, we all want to punch Piers, so, and it's the best opportunity to do so.
Indeed.
Oh,
God,
awful.
you were targeted throughout that game, though. To be fair, quite a few times.
Well, take out the best people first, you know.
Oh yes, that's the reason we went after you.
Yeah, I mean, I've still won every game, so don't worry about it.
So, I have to say, one of the main things I have to say about the game was definitely the characters of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fluffy characters. Just I don't know whether it's because it's a brand new game, a new model design. Obviously, we're going to compare this game to Gang Beasts throughout because there's no other game that's really similar in that bracket than Gang Beasts.
Mm.
And I have to say, the models and characters that you get in Party Animals are just fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Who would you say is what was your favourite character?
Ooh. Oh, they've all got individual names, so they do. I have to say, I'm a big fan of the cow, with a wee Highland cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big fan.
Yes.
Well, mine's obviously the golden retriever, because it looks like my golden retriever. Even though it probably made me sad seeing him get knocked out. But yes, that was my favourite one. But yeah, there's some good ones in there. I haven't got too many skins unlocked yet, so maybe I'll change my mind up when I get some of them.
Yeah. I'd definitely go. I mean, I didn't get the opportunity to play with it, but definitely the otter. The otter was very cute, followed by the beagle, of course. I mean, that's another thing, isn't it? Is so much customization with this game, and I'd say like when you first get into there, you get a number of coins to spend and stuff like that. But I mean, they are a little bit expensive. Maybe some of the skins there is. I don't know. It depends how much you love the skins, really.
Yeah.
They have been bringing a lot more new skins. Like I recently went on again, and they've already got. So they must have a collab with Ori and the Will of the Wisps because they're on. You can buy them. I've also noticed that they give you a lot of biscuits, which is obviously the in-game currency, as well as the purchasing currency, which I can't remember what you call it. The biscuits is like the free currency that anyone can get. But basically, there is a battle pass that basically you increase your level. The better you do, the more experience you get. You get biscuits, as well as completing weekly tasks also gets you biscuits. I'm not even sure if they're not daily. You know, so you do get like some of the tasks. I think there's one of them you have to do a flying knockout punch, and you get 3,000 biscuits. You know, just for 10 knockouts. You know, so they do give you the option to, you know, you don't always have to spend the money, which I prefer in a game because I feel like you shouldn't be tied in to like have to spend any sort of money. You shouldn't feel like you have to get it if you want to get something new, something interesting. And some of the skins are absolutely class. You know, like I got what I can only describe as Bruce the shark, but in a Miami Heat top, and I absolutely love it. I think it's class. You know what I mean? And that was through free currency.
Yeah. I mean, it does give you the opportunity to get stuff for free, but there is that thing where there is just microtransactions, which I feel like every game's doing now, and I'm not a fan of it myself. But yeah, there's a thin line in there. You can still get it for free, but obviously the temptation is just to throw a load of money at it and unlock things quicker. But
see though, in that mentality, I don't have a big an issue with microtransactions. As long as your game mechanics and the game itself works, I'm not going to be worried about like visuals. Like, yes, they're class, but if the game doesn't play well, why would you spend money on it? And it's a great game. I really love the mechanics when we were playing throughout.
yeah, and that sort of takes us on to another point. Really, the game mechanics are really cool. Like the physics side of it is really clever. It reminds me a lot of Human Fall Flat. I don't know if you two have played that yet, but it's the only sort of game I can compare it to where they feel quite sort of heavy and a little bit like wobbly, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bit of oomph. But yeah, I really enjoy that side of it. I don't know how you felt about it, Lars. Do you have any issues? You look like you were having issues because you were dead a lot.
Yeah. Climbing is fun. Trying to get back out the water when you're already in is definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was a little bit clunky, the climbing.
Yeah, but and
Climbing's not a bad
I
though.
did have real problems with shooting at any of the weapons. But the taser,
Yeah,
I couldn't.
that was a skill issue more than anything else. No one else had that issue. It really was just you. I was fine with it.
Still, one of my favorite clips was you and Blakey lol getting shocked by the taser and you not releasing Blakey, and you just shocking each other back and forward. Oh, it was so funny. Oh god,
Definitely one of the funnier weapons.
So funny.
Yeah, definitely.
So funny. I just find it so interesting in a game like that. There's obviously it's a brand new game. It was only released on the 20th of September. 20th of September, am I correct?
Yeah.
So you have to think of it like brand new release. It's got a lot of hype around it. I think they really delivered when they released it with all these game mechanics. My favorite mechanic, which it's a bit telling, is the fact that as a spectator you can still interact with the match by throwing in different like items, like a fish, a banana which makes people trip, a fish that knocks people out, and a bomb that just obviously explodes and throws people off the fight area. And I have to say, it's very telling. I really enjoyed that feature because clearly I was dead a lot.
Yeah, that is a really good addition to the game. And I know you said about a lot of hype's been built up about it, and I think it's a really good example. We see too often now that games are coming out with so many issues, and they sort of feel like they've been rushed to the release date. And I know the Party Animals was in production for about 4 years, and it felt like it just went on forever. It's been on my wish list on Steam for maybe 2 or 3 years. And I feel like it's worth waiting in those circumstances, because then you do get a game that comes out and is complete, and you don't have that first day of I can't wait to play it, and you get on and it's just terrible, which has happened so often.
And can I say, for a release price of £15, it's not bad, is it? And it's a good game for that, so you don't feel like you've wasted your money on a game that just doesn't work. It was definitely worth the price, in my opinion.
Plus, the volume of people you can play with is great. Like 8 people, an 8 people lobby is a substantial amount of people. To have that option to fill in so many people and get so many people into a game, it just adds a different perspective of fighting and all. I love it.
Yeah,
I think what is it? Gang Beast. Gang Beast. It's 4.
No, you can get 8 in Gang Beast as well.
You
I
can
think
get 8 in
6 or
Gang
8.
Beast?
Yeah, but I think on Party Animals, I think you can have 12, but then 4 people will be spectating, and then it rotates. But we didn't get to that, so I'm not 100% sure.
And
Then
it's not even like spectating is like boring either. Like spectating is just as fun as the actual gameplay.
It's all you two did anyway, so.
Yeah, but we were professionals with just throwing the items at people. You know what I mean? That fish came in clutch many times.
You did have a lot of practice.
Oh yeah, I was getting very good with the aiming. There's game modes. That's another feature of it. Like there's different game modes that you can go into. What did you think of like the normal just fighting all around in the arena to the arcade battles where you'd say more team based?
I would have said like I prefer the standard mode. There were kind of arcade and team based games that I did enjoy. So I tried out the ice hockey. That was quite fun. Some of the other arcade ones, I could take a leave. I just like the bog standard, get me in a ring and fight each other. That was enough for me.
Easily pleased. That's what I'm hearing here.
Yeah.
Easily pleased. No, but it has to be like, I think it's. I done a couple run throughs on like lobbies, just random lobbies. I went in. I have to say the length of a team game on the random lobbies, if it wasn't like communicating, it was long. It was very long. Specifically, I done the ice hockey, and I must have been there for about 15 minutes because it was so difficult to score against 2 teams of 4. You know, it was a bit difficult and a bit long lasting in that sense. Whereas when it was like a fighting lobby and you had a teammate, so there was 4 teams of 2, that was definitely more interesting and more quick paced to me. You know.
Yeah, I think one of the issues we had in our custom games was there was 7 or 8 of us, and instead of doing it like in duos or whatever, it was a free for all, which did sort of make the games feel like they lasted for quite a while. So that's one thing, but it's just setting up the custom games to how you need it, which is quite nice because there was a lot of customization that you could do for your game mode, and that can help sort of bring the time of the games down, which can be a bit of an issue in public lobbies.
So we obviously it says Game Pass as well, but it's not available at Game Pass. While it's on Game Pass for Xbox, I know there's a few people had planned to buy it, but then thought, no, I'll get it on Game Pass. But the Game Pass, unfortunately, is not for the PC version. That is just console at the minute. Do you think if they released it, like maybe done a second thing where it allowed PC, there was a bit of cross-platforming involved? Then, do you think you'd see a lot more people, or do you think it'd just be about the same as what it is now?
Yeah, I think if you put any game on Game Pass, you're going to see more people playing it. I don't. Do we know if it's cross play to Xbox or not?
I think it is.
Yeah, we didn't try, did we?
No.
It's worth a Google. You can literally check it now.
But yeah, I think a lot of us have Game Pass. I imagine a lot of other people that have a PC are on Game Pass as well. So any game that goes on there is going to create more traffic for it.
It is crossplay.
That's perfect then. So yeah, I imagine there's a lot of people on Xbox that are just downloading it because it's free and it's a game you can just play with some mates. But yeah, I don't know the reason that it was only on Xbox and not on PC. I can only assume that it was an agreement they had years ago when the game first went into production, and things have changed sort of in the last few years where Game Pass has taken off more on PC, and they might have had other agreements with, I don't know, Steam or Epic or whatever they could get out of.
Yeah.
I definitely have to say I love the maps. There was a lot of really cool maps in it. So I do.
I could take or leave some. The one on the bridge that collapsed in the waterfall. That one, like
Crocodile Cave,
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one I was terrible at. But every time you fall off, there's just no
It's
getting
done.
back on. Yeah.
gone.
I think as well, because our game, well, our sort of string of games in one map lasted for quite a while, it became quite samey. So there was the one on the bridge in the air that the sort of the planks would fall off.
Yes.
And you'd be dangling on. That was actually quite fun for maybe 3 or 4, 5 games, and then after that, I was like, I'm fed up with this now.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? Is like when you've got 8 of us and you need 3 crowns to win the game, you do find that when all of us were on a similar level in some way or another, and we won many games each, it did go on for ages. I think.
I don't remember you winning any games, Lowes, but
I won plenty. Thank you very much.
I think in that one there was literally, it came down to 5 people in the lobby would have been able to win because they had 2 crowns each. Like, it literally came down to, because at that stage, that was maybe about midway through us playing it, that like people were starting to get, I can understand how to throw, I can kick, I can bounce, I can do whatever. And on that bridge, obviously, it just started going where people were getting wins in a row, or maybe every so often, and then it came down to one person needs to get this, but then they couldn't get that final win. You know.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit on us as well.
Being
That's
so good.
sort of, well, no, because when we set up the game at that point, we should have had it as duos or whatever, and it would have made the games go quicker. So it's not not as much of a fault with the game
yeah.
as
No, 100%.
sort of a learning thing that
Well,
we can take from it.
the game itself actually doesn't. I don't think the pub lobbies. I don't think they run as solo lobbies. I think you're always going to be in a team for that reason. They
Yeah.
understand that, if you're all individuals, it's a lot of games to go through to try and get a win.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Uh,
But one thing we haven't touched on yet, which was my favourite feature in the game, was when someone does win,
Mhm.
there's
Oh.
the big photo booth opportunity
Yeah,
where
so
everyone's
good.
characters are in the screen,
Yeah.
and you have to sort of fight for that prime centre photo.
Right at the front.
When the timer goes off and the photo's taken, that was quite a nice feature to add in, I think. And
felt
it's
like I
probably more fun
never
than
got
the
in
game.
them. I never got in the photo booths. Everyone would just plonk me over the head, and I'd literally be laying on the floor before the photo even took.
It was just a mess of fists being thrown. Like as soon as the counter started, like no matter where anyone was, you seen everyone just going for everyone and someone trying to get to the front.
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty sure there was one where I can't remember who it was, but someone was knocking me out because while I was in the center thing,
yeah,
just a fist coming.
we just saw you going back like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I think the other thing as well is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is an absolute bop when you're in the menu. It's so good. And I think I left it playing for so long and I just don't get sick of it. It's so good.
It's just a very good, like, I have to say, it's just one of those games where they've really just hit the nail on the head, where they've released it. There's been very little problems from what I've heard, or from anyone like about it, whether it be server issues because of volume of people going on or game breaking bugs. I haven't really heard any of that, and it's great to see. You know what I mean? Like compared to all the games that you seem to be getting out at the minute that all have an issue here or there, or there's something that breaks the game, or the game doesn't release well. You know the AAA titles I'm referring to. Like I don't need to spell it out. But it's just nice to see, I suppose. Especially when it's so enjoyable with your mates.
Yep. And I guess that sort of leads on to the end questions.
Mhm.
Would you play it again?
Absolutely.
I was going to say, I think we're all pretty resounding yes.
Oh yeah.
And
It's not like we're playing it this weekend.
yeah, we're itching to get back into it. So
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty up there. It's a really good game. I'm enjoying it, and it doesn't happen too often that I play a game and then immediately want to dive back in.
Yeah. You're like you get your head of it, you enjoy it, you move on to the next one. One thing before we get through, people should be aware that there are some free skins you can get with codes, which let me find it. I put it here. Just so that they know they can have a free skin. So the two codes you need are Beardbox and Josh and Kato. So it's JOSH and Kato KATO, and you can have 2 free skins right off the bat. You don't even need anything. You just put them into the store, and you can have 2 free skins, and they look pretty sweet.
Yeah, we all love free shit.
Free.
Okay then, so
Yeah.
we're going to go ratings out of 10, and Bells, I'm going to start with you because I know that you're harsh with ratings, and this is something you told me yesterday. You hate rating systems, and you're going to be horrible. So it sounds like a good place to start.
So I will say I just like rating systems because a rating is a feeling no matter what way. You can't correlate because no game really fits into the same thing. But I will say that this is a solid 8. No, not 8. Not 8. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 game right off the bat. Based on like first, I'd love to see where they go with it, with any new additions they add to it. I just can't wait. I think it's a great game. You should really give it a go.
Okay, so someone that hates rating systems, you've immediately gone for a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which sort of sums you up as a person.
Because
Lols?
I am a 10.
Being this first episode, I don't really want to get off the bat of giving it like a 10 out of 10 straight away. I think there are room for improvements. Like I think some of the game modes maybe aren't necessary, or maybe the games are a bit too long. But I love it. I'd definitely give it a 9.
Fair enough. I, as someone who does actually hate rating systems and isn't just going to pander to it like Bells, I am always harsh with my ratings, but I'm going to give it a solid 8 because I think there is still things that they can improve. I'm not a massive fan of microtransactions, but yeah, eight's a high bar for me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And yeah, as we said, we're going to dive back into it on Saturday. But have you guys been playing anything else this week?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Escape Simulator. Love me a puzzle game, Escape Simulator. A lot of the community games. It's real good fun if you haven't played that before. If you like a good puzzle, it's something a bit different to Party Animals or the usual shooters. But yeah, how about you, Bells?
Baldur's Gate 3. I am now over 100 hours, and I feel like I can't get off that game. It's so good. Like, I was literally you had me playing Heavy Rain as well this week, which to say when you have a game that gives you so many options and you think, oh, I'll do this. They'll not expect it, and they've thought of everything, genuinely thought of anything. You can do whatever you want in Baldur's Gate, and they've got an answer to it, or you can catch them off and do something crazy. But I have to say, love the story, love the game so far. I'm not even close to finishing yet because I have to loot everything. What about yourself, Pierce?
I was going to say, yeah, I'm like that in games. You got to loot everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I had early access to EAFC, the new FIFA with the rebrand and the rename. So I've been playing that a lot. I don't think I've been playing anything else other than Party Animals and EAFC. Yeah, that's about it. Lols. What games are coming out next week? What can we look forward to?
Wow. Obviously the big one, which is one that we plan on playing ourselves, is Payday 3. I think it's a whole heist bank robber. I've never played a Payday before, so you guys probably, if you played it, you might know a bit more about it than me. But
yeah, you're right. With it's a heist game, right?
Yeah, the gist of it, you've got it in one.
Yeah.
I really don't know if there's much else coming out. Should we have a look?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you've put me under pressure now.
This bit was completely prepared.
It's almost like we didn't prepare anything.
We didn't. No.
We always get let down by one person, don't we, Bells? And it's always the same one.
Isn't Assassin's Creed Mirage coming out soon?
I don't know.
Am I right in thinking that?
I imagine so, because you told me yesterday it was, and I completely ignored you then as well.
I just can't. Wow.
Shocking, Pierce.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So Assassin's Creed. That's. I don't know if that's going to be this. I know that they were talking about doing the whole season pass style Assassin's Creed, and I don't know if.
I'd hate that. What's the why? Why
was it a single player game, no?
No, I'm sure, unless I'm completely wrong there. But obviously Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming out soon, and that's always going to be really popular because the AC games are always, and they're bloody brilliant. But
Did
I'm sure.
You play Valhalla? Did you play Valhalla?
Yeah,
I did actually really enjoy that, and then just stopped playing it. That's just what I do with single player games. I enjoy it for a while, and then I just stop.
Then you're just dumb.
Such a sociable creature, aren't you, Piers? Clearly.
Yeah, I just want to play games with friends, which is why I liked Party Animals so much. Another game I know that is coming out next week for standard release is EAFC. So I'm just special when I got in a week early because I paid more money. But yeah, so one game that we did mention was Payday 3, and that's the game that we're going to play on Wednesday. Lovely stuff. That fits in so nice. Yeah, that is. It's on Game Pass.
It's on
freebie one for us.
Thank you.
Sweet Game Pass.
Yeah, we love a bit of Game Pass. Yeah, so we'll be looking forward to playing that. I have no clue. Never played a Payday game before, so going in blind. But yeah,
I'll explain your shooting then if you're going in blind. You play most shooters like that, don't you?
No.
Here. Do not disparage against my teammate. We done fantastic.
We did.
And Lol done fantastic on the kill races last weekend.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Beat me, but that's not difficult. If I get one, I'm literally the respawn point, and I'm proud to be there.
Well done.
The anchor.
What'd you call yourself?
The
Anyway,
anchor.
so yeah, Wednesday we're going to get some Payday in, and then we'll be back next week with another podcast speaking about that game. Lovely stuff. Right, Lols, you can do the classic sign-off that we'll use every single week from now on.
Go on.
Goodbye from us.
Wow, that was...
Who are we, lol?
I hated that.
And this was Lulling Tonks. Cheers, Papiers and Bells of Steel. With your Pettifoggers podcast.
Yeah, we'll workshop that.
Yeah,
No,
we'll do better next time.
bye.
Bye.